Hello! Welcome to another episode of the Autumn Poppy Designs podcast. My name is Paula and I'm coming to you from Cambridge, Ontario. So, it's been a little bit, I think a month at this point, which looks like, it looks like I might be doing more and more monthly podcasts now. Mainly because I want to talk about all the books I read in the previous month. And I think because my reading schedule is very erratic, it might just be the best way to do that. But also because my knitting has been very erratic as well. I haven't been knitting as much, and it's taking me a little while to get through my projects. So yeah. But thank you for joining me. Thank you for being here today. Thank you so much. If you're a returning viewer, if you're a new viewer, welcome and thank you for being here. And I hope you have something cozy to drink, or, well, given that it's 30 degrees Celsius here today, maybe something cool. But yeah, I have another cup of coffee because last night I was at work till about midnight, so I was very, very tired when I woke up this morning. Kids had me up around 7, which is kind of late for them, but also very early for me, so. Okay, let's get started. My first finished object, and I am so sorry about the window again. So my first finished object are my Starry Night socks. There's 2. So this is a new pattern that I will be releasing soon. Soon. I actually don't have a date yet. Don't actually know what the date was supposed to be. Last week I was preparing for a vendor show that I had this past Saturday, and everything else went out the window. So yeah, I've talked about these in my last podcast, but they're made with a sock set from Camp Fiber Yarns called the Starry Night sock set. It is in reference to the Van Gogh painting, and I designed this little star motif here around the leg of the sock, and then, oh, I don't know why that's fading. I'm sorry. I don't know why the lighting's so weird. There we go. And then it has little textures on the rest of the sock that are very, very hard to see, but they're like, they're just little pearl bumps, little occasional pearl bumps that are meant to be a reference to the strokes in the painting. So yeah, it's just got a simple 1x1 cuff, heel flap gusset, and then my toe. That's it. I knit them a little shorter. So the heel starts here. So yeah, I knit them shorter just because that's how I like them. But you're welcome to knit them as long as you like. You can even move this pattern around, put it somewhere lower, and then, yeah. I mean, socks are always customizable. You don't have to follow the pattern to a T. You can really do whatever you like. So, yeah. So that's my first finished object. My other finished object is Penny's jumper. Such a stark contrast to the dark blue. So this little jumper has been on and off the needles for the past year, but it was always this design. This is what I wanted. I wanted these sleeves on it. And so it's just a top-down raglan with quarter-length sleeves and these little bell-bottomy flared bits at the end. Yeah. So I have the pattern almost written out, or I do have it written out. I can't remember, but I do have to still send it to be graded and then tech edited. But that's going to take a little bit because grading costs a lot of money, which I don't really have right now. So I'm going to try and save up for that. Hopefully Patreon memberships can cover that cost. Sorry, I'm sorry. It's just getting so dark all of a sudden. But yeah, part of mostly all of the money from Patreon goes to pay for tech editing and pattern grading for my designs and stuff. So yeah. So if you'd like to support me there, please feel free to do so. I do want to design adult sweaters, but again, it's the cost of grading and tech editing that is holding me back. So anyway, I used a beautiful sock set from the Creative Knitter to make this, and I cannot tell you the colorway because I don't have the sheet on me. I mean the ball band, and also it's been a really long time since I bought it. So sock set, and I still have enough to make a pair of shorties for myself. So this is Penny is turning 3 next weekend, and this is still considered like a 1 to 2 year size for her. I did make it a little bit bigger and it fits her really quite well, but yeah. So yes, also how great did the color come out? Like it's all dark at the top and nice and light at the bottom, and there's no crazy pooling anywhere, so just looks really good. And I'm really happy with it. So have to get some photos of her in it. And yeah, I was kind of thinking of giving that to her for her birthday, but now because it is a pattern, I don't know, because I need photos, and I mean she can't wear it for a while anyway, so it should be fine. But I did decide to knit her an actual birthday sweater. I didn't use a recipe or a pattern from anybody. I just kind of came up with my own again. And I'm using a sock set from Brian Dyneworks. This isn't the right colorway, but that's who it is. And it is a 75-25 merino sock. So here it is. So we've got blue, pink, orange, green, and yellow, and there's still a red to be added. So I'll add that there. And it is, oh my goodness, I cannot remember what the sock set name was, but it was one of her monthly colors in film. Can't tell you the name of the film because I don't remember the name of it, but it was a movie I had watched with Andy Samberg, and it's on Prime. I just can't remember the name of it. But anyway, I still have to put the collar in, and then I did yarn over increases for the raglan. Obviously still have to do the sleeves and bind off the body, and her birthday's on Saturday, so but I did do some math to figure out how many stripes I should be putting in, how many rows of striping, and I'm ending up with 16. But yeah, I'm hoping that I didn't do that wrong and now suddenly it's gonna be way too long, but nope, looks like we're good. Looks like we're good. All right. So yeah, I'm knitting this up on US 5s, I think it is, and it's turning out to be a really nice light sweater. It's a little airier, like the fabric's a little see-through-ish. Not that you can really tell. Oh, there you go, you can see some of it, but yeah, I think she's gonna really like it. It's like a rainbow. She loves rainbows. So she is getting a custom-made unicorn rainbow cake, and I just mean that the cake is going to be chocolate with vanilla icing in the middle, and then it's going to be covered in white. It's going to have the unicorn horn and the ears, and then rainbow buttercream like flowers down the side to look like the hair. I think she's going to love it. So yeah, that's that. And then I just need to put the toe in this sock, and then it's done. But this is my new design. I don't know if I've mentioned this before. I think so. I think I was talking about culling up broomsticks or something. But yeah, it's just like a color work kind of pattern in here. There we go. It's simple, basic sock. And then I'm just going to do this for the toe again. So just have to put in the toe and then it's done. And that's been sitting there for almost 2 weeks. I have not gotten that far yet. And then I also cast on another sock. And this is as far as I got. I just finished the ribbing. But I have these giant bins here and they're full of my yarn and stuff. And the one was kind of popping open and my cat Pepper got at it. Well, she kept pulling out the yarn, so I had no choice but to kick up all this yarn. And I'm pretty sure this one is called palette or something. It has to do with art and like painter's palette or something like that, and it has to do with like the colors you'd find on a painter's palette. Yeah, you get it. Anyway, it's from Nicole C. Mendes, and she makes beautiful self-striping yarn out of Germany. And she uses virgin wool, so that's what this one is. But it's still like a 75-25. But it's not nylon. It's something else. I just can't remember. And yeah, it's a really nice yarn. I've worked with her yarn before and I really, really like it. But I've had this sitting in that bin for like 3 years now. So it's kind of nice that Pepper pulled it out so I can start it. And then I got this undyed neutral, or well, undyed yarn from Area 51 Fibers. Because a lot of the self-striping yarn I get doesn't come with a mini. So sometimes having just a nice plain white is perfect. So yeah, that is all my knitting. I feel like I kind of rushed through that, but that's really all I've been working on. I am hoping to have that Starry Night sock pattern released within the next 2 weeks. I still have to get some photos of the socks and tech edit the pattern. I have to write a Penny's jumper pattern or finish writing it. I don't know where I'm at with that. I really just need to get organized. I mean, I had my vendor's market on Sunday, and then yesterday I worked from 4 till about midnight, so I was lazy all morning and did nothing. And here we are. And this morning I was just so tired from working last night that I just laid on the couch and read my book. Yeah, it's a very productive morning. I feel great about it. I have zero regrets. But yeah, so the vendor's market was pretty good. I was at Revolution Wool Co. in Florendale, which is just north of Elmira if you know the area. And Romney owns a sheep farm and she makes her own yarn from actually that's not true. Okay, so she shears the sheep and sends the wool off to a mill, and I think it's Briggs and Little that she uses. And then she takes the yarn back and dyes it herself or just leaves it undyed. But she also makes wool blankets, those dryer balls. She also has unspun yarn, like the plates that you get from Plotolopi. And then she has a couple of beehives that they keep, so she makes like lip balms and lotions and stuff, and you can just find her on Instagram, and she has everything on her website that you can get. But it's very much worth a trip. She has a little store, She also has a trailer now that she travels with for shows, and you can just come visit the sheep because it's just so well worth it. They were such great company. They were so funny to listen to. Oh my goodness, it was just great. But yeah, so I brought out a couple new items for the show just to see how they would do. And what was actually really popular were these bracelets I came up with. So let me show you. They're actually really, really great. And I've been wearing this one nonstop, and it's super comfortable. And it's like a leather rope, I guess. And it just wraps around my hand 3 times. I have pretty big wrists, so I'm sure some people could even wrap it around 4 times. And then you just kind of put your charms on. So I have this stitch marker set that I came up with, if it'll focus for you. And what I did is, because the Progress Keeper is a little small, I put an extra, oh my goodness, I'm sorry, you can't even see that. I put a little extra charm on, so there you go. But yeah, like I said, it's super comfy. It's actually long enough that if you really wanted to, you could wear it as a necklace, and all it does is here. It just snaps in. So it looks like this. There we go. So there's the charms. Don't know why it doesn't want to focus. And then there's the thing. And yeah, like I said, it's actually long enough that you could wear it as a necklace. I mean, I don't want to. I like bracelets better, but you can. There you go. Let me see if I stand up. There you go. So yeah, there you have it. So I am hoping to bring these to the store soon. And by soon, I mean if I get my act together and stop laying on the couch and reading books, hopefully by the end of the week, early next week maybe. And yeah, I'm just trying to get it back on, and honestly, I am so not coordinated enough to do it myself. I actually got Theo to help me earlier. There we go. We did it. Yay. Okay. So yeah. And then you can just move these around so they sit at different levels. And yeah. I also made a whole bunch of new stitch marker sets like this. So I'll be bringing those in. And then I have a few needle stoppers left. So I'll update all the listings like that. My shop is closed right now because I do have to inventory before I reopen it. So gotta get my butt into gear and get it going. But I do want to share with you before I finish all the books I've been reading. So I got myself this very cute little journal. And it says, "Not all who wander are lost." Really, I just wanted it for the leather and the hardcover, and it's so teeny. And the sticker that I have on here is from Marie's Crafting. It says, "So many books, so little time." And then I have this one on the back. It says, "Go away, I'm reading." But Marie's Crafting is from Quebec. I'm assuming her name is Marie. I don't know. But she has the cutest little shop full of bookmarks. And I got this from her. It's like a pocket and it fits perfectly in here. I glued it in and it has 2 pockets here. And these are all bookmarks that I got from her. So I actually ordered the pocket, this little bookmark. I mean, I had to have it. It's fall. Yeah, they just all go in the pocket. And I got this one from her. It's just beautiful. And my heart is clearly set on fall now. And they all fit really good in here. And she included this one. which is just so cute. So I've been using that one right now because obviously it's still summer. And then she included those stickers I showed you, this one and that one. And I have this one from a previous order. It just says Bookstagram on it, but I haven't put it anywhere because, well, I don't really have room for it anywhere. But, so yeah, that's living at the front here. And then I'm using this as my little book tracker, reading journal tracker. So I have my Read Christie page here. I know it's nothing fancy. There's no pictures. There's no stickers inside. I'm very boring that way. And then the books I've read by month. So in June, I managed to read 6 books. And July, I said I wanted to beat that record, and I didn't. I only read 6 again. So I also missed out on the Parwa books last month. So for the Read Christie challenge that I'm doing, I totally bombed and didn't read any of the books in July. And I haven't even started the books for August yet, or caught up on July's books. So I'm hoping to do that. July's book was a Miss Marple, so I chose a Parwa called Evil Under the Sun. There's also Peril at End House. That was an alternative recommendation, so I want to read both of those. And then August is Destination Unknown, and I don't think I bought that one preemptively, so I do have to get my hands on that book still. But for July was weird. I was in a mood, so I read pretty much only romance books. There's only 5 here because one is on my Kobo. But these are all the books I read last month. So I started off with My Killer Vacation by Tess Bailey. It was cute. It was a fast read. I devoured this in like a day and a half. It's quite small. I think it's only 300 pages. 280? 290? 290. It was very smutty. Like, it was a lot. Like, a lot. Like, every 3rd, 4th page. But it was good. It was a murder mystery. The murder mystery was pretty good, but it very much took a backseat to everything else that was happening. So, but it was good. I liked it. I highly recommend it. It was, like I said, it was good. Then I read Twisted Love by Anna. And this is the first one in her Twisted series. There's 4 books. I am currently reading the 4th one. I pretty much I read this book and then I moved on to other books, and then I was waiting for the other books to come in because I can only get them through Amazon. And I like this alternate cover that she has. So what was happening is they were selling out like crazy. So every time I put it in my cart, it kind of got jacked, I guess, like it disappeared. So once they actually came in, I was like, okay, I'm getting them all. So I did. But that didn't happen until like the end of July. So I'm reading them now. Anyway, I told you nothing about this book. It's really good. It's a slow burn. It's a romance. It's a slow burn. There's a mystery to be solved within it. I don't want to give away too much because that might give away all of it. Yeah, I don't know how to describe it. The guy had a tragedy happen to him as a child, and then he's trying to get revenge. He doesn't really meet the girl because the girl's his best friend's sister, so there's that part of it. But it was good. It was really good. I loved the turn of events that happened. It was actually really well done. It had you guessing for most of the story. You pretty much thought the book ended, and then it just like didn't, and that was really good because they weren't going to end up together, and then there was this whole thing that happened, and the way that she made them end up in the end was really well done. But because it's part of a series, like it's a standalone, you can read it on its own, but it's also part of a series. Like there's the 4 books, they all kind of continue into each other, so like there's overlapping characters and stuff, which I really liked. Yeah, I'm going to stop talking because I'm just rambling about this book, but I highly recommend it. Definitely look into it. It does have some like smutty scenes in it, but it's really just like a chapter and like a couple pages here and there at the end, but it's really good. It was the way she has the slow burn happening, it almost feels like you're reading an Austen book where it's like they touch hands, and it's nice. I liked that. So then after I read that, I was like, I have to read a murder mystery or something. So I read Every Vow You Break by Peter Swanson. And I read his 9 Lives book, and I really liked that. So I got this one, and it was good. I was reading the reviews of some other people on Goodreads, and they were saying how it was predictable. I didn't find it predictable. I'm also not good at solving murder mysteries, so I can't begin to predict their endings. And the twist this one took was really interesting. I didn't see it coming, and then it just kept twisting, and it was like, what is happening? And then it was over, and it was really quite good. I liked it a lot. It's 300 pages, so it's a nice short read. I read it in about a day and a half while I was knitting Penny's sweater, so that was perfect. I don't know, I really like his writing, and he writes from the perspective of a woman this time, but I felt it very believable. Like, I don't know, I've read books where it was a man writing from the woman's perspective, and it was like, that's not really how that probably would have happened. I don't feel like you have the right grasp on womanhood, but this one was good. It was very well done, and it was quick. The action was quick. Like, everything was happening. I couldn't put it down. I wanted to keep going. I wanted to know what was happening next. It was fast paced. It had me on the edge of my seat at one point, and then it was good. And I loved how it got resolved in the end. That was perfect. So, then I got Hooked by Emily Mcintyre. And oh my goodness, what a book. Now, the funny thing is, when I was reading this book, I got serious overlap with the story of the male character in this one. I don't know if they came out at the same time when one was written. I'm sure it's just pure coincidence, because I can see it being a very familiar overlap, like a trope, I guess. Like, I don't know. Anyway, a lot of overlap, not the exact same book, obviously, for various reasons. It is a dark retelling of Peter Pan about Captain Hook. And Wendy's in it, and Jonathan's in it, and Peter Pan is in it, and Tinkerbell is in it, and I really enjoyed the way she spun Peter Pan. Like, everybody was pretty much a morally gray character. What does she call it? Okay, she doesn't tell it. There's no redemption at the end, I guess. So, like, he's not suddenly a good guy. Like, that does not happen. But it's a very dark, very steamy book. Very steamy book. But it was good. I thought it was so much fun. Like, Tinkerbell is Peter Pan's assistant, and she called her Tina Bell, which is really fun. I don't know. It was a really good book, but it was also just like so much fun reading how she interpreted the story and changed it to make it something completely different. And I think that was my favorite part about the whole book. So, and I mean, Wendy's name is Wendy Darling, but that's his nickname for her is Darling. So when he calls her by her name, he'll go Wendy Darling, and it's just, oh, that's fun. And then I read The Fine Print by Lauren Asher. And again, I had to get this cover because A, it's a castle on the front and it's beautiful and it looks like blueprints, but it's also not a half-naked man on the front cover. Which, as nice as that is, I don't really like that. So, this one, the way the book is printed is actually really quite lovely. Like, the chapters start like this because it is about she calls them Dreamland Billionaires. Dreamland is a theme park, very much like Disneyland. She calls it Dreamland, and it's got a lot of overlap with Disneyland, but she switches things up. Also, it's about 3 brothers. So there's 3 books in this series. Obviously, this is about the first brother. Then there's, what's the second book called? Oh my goodness. I don't know if she actually has it in here. No. Something about, I don't know. It's green. I know it's green. And then she's working on the 3rd one. So I do want to get the 2nd one. And obviously the 3rd one because I did like this series. It took me a little bit to get through it. It was a slow burn as well. It was about a guy who's been broken and he's finding his way again and his heart and all that. And it's cheesy, but it's cute and it's romantic. I liked the female character in it. I kind of, not so much related, but I understood her. Like I got it, what she was going through and how she was dealing with her issues. And yeah, it was good. So basically what happens is Rowan, the main character, he has to take over the theme park, and his grandfather just passed away, so he has to, there's stipulations for his inheritance, and he has to meet those requirements in order to be able to gain his inheritance. But there's also, his brother has his 2 brothers, they all got a letter from their grandfather telling them about how, in order to come into their inheritance, here's what they the requests he has of them, and once they meet those requests, then they can come into their inheritance. So I kind of really liked that. I thought that was very fun and different. And yeah, so the girl he meets, he's using her like a little pawn in his grand scheme, and then they fall in love and all this stuff happens, and yeah, it was good. I liked it. Also, I really just like the artwork. Because like I showed you, it has, yeah, so there you go. You can see where all the chapters are and stuff, but yeah. So, oh, and then on my Kobo, I have the X-Hex, which I both loved and hated reading because A, it was a great story, but B, it was about witches, and they described this beautiful little town in the fall and Halloween, and I was reading it in July and wishing it was fall, and it was like, okay, I am not reading any more fall themed books until September, October, when it is fall and I can fully enjoy them. But the X-Hex was really cute. It was, like I said, it was about witches. It was a romance. It was a bit steamy, but it wasn't like these books where it's like very steamy. It was just a little bit, but it was really, really good. It was really cute. the story, like the way they, because there's witches, but they're in the modern world, so the way they dealt with that and how they explained magic in the modern world was actually really good. Um, and yeah, she has a second one coming out, which is about the cousin of the main character from the first one, but the brother of the character of the guy from the first one, like the love interest. So I don't know if I'm going to read it. I wasn't a huge fan of the cousin or the brother, so I don't know. I liked it as a standalone. I read that book. It was a great book. Let's leave it at that. So, yeah. Yeah, that's it. That's it. I'm sorry if that was so all over the place. I honestly, I don't want to tell you exactly what the book is about because I feel like I'm going to blurt something out and spill the whole thing and tell you everything. So just know that I thoroughly enjoyed every single book I read last month. I recommend all of them. If you like very smutty books, then Tess Bailey's book will be for you, The Killer Vacation, because that one was, oh, I put that on my coffee cup and now it's all wet. That one was very, very steamy. This one was pretty steamy, like it had a lot more chapters dedicated to that, but it was very tastefully done. I mean, so is this one. They were all tasteful. It's not like they were like, like 50 Shades of Grey kind of. So, yeah. This one was very dark. I mean, there's murder involved in the book, but there's nothing like, I don't know, there's a lot of tropes out there, and I've been learning about all of them recently, and it's a lot, but it was fine. It wasn't anything. I can't think of the words. Like, it's a steamy book. The character's dark. I mean, he commits murder in the book, and she describes said murder. But it's not. It'd be like watching a movie, right? Like, I mean, it's not gruesome or anything like that, and it's not like you have to look away or turn the page because it's just so cringe or anything like that. Like, it was fine. So yeah, and then I highly recommend this series. Yeah, it was really, really good. It was very well done. The writing was so believable. It was just, and there were so many twists. There was like, I mean, even the girl had, she had memories, like snippets of memories from something that happened to her as a child. And then when she unlocks them and you find out what it all is, it's just like, whoa. But it was really good. I really, really, really enjoyed it. And it was very well written for an indie novel. Because, yeah, all of those, except for this one, are indie novels. So, from aspiring authors. And they're very, very good. So, I could only get them at Amazon because Chapters does not carry a lot of those books. Except for Tess Bailey's book. I did get that at Chapters. So, yeah. Okay, I'm done rambling. So like I said, I'll be having a shop update either late this week or early this week. I'll also be releasing those Starry Night socks at some point this week or no, well, next week. Definitely next week. Definitely sometime next week because I still have to get it tech edited and that won't be done till Friday. So next week. And yeah, so thank you so much for watching. I hope that wasn't too rambly and awful. I'm not even going to tell you about the books I bought recently or the yarn that's come into my possession. because we'll be here all day. So thank you so much for watching. Bye.